To all of our friends around the world, under the yoke of the Islamic Republic, Iran is identified in your minds with terrorism, extremism, and poverty. The real Iran is a different Iran, a beautiful, peace-loving, and flourishing Iran. It is the Iran that existed before the Islamic Republic, and it is the Iran that will rise again from its ashes the day the Islamic Republic falls. So let me be clear about how a free Iran will act towards its neighbors and the world after the fall of this regime. In security and foreign policy, Iran's nuclear military program will end. Support for terrorist groups will cease immediately. A free Iran will work with regional and global partners to confront terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and extremist Islamism. Iran will act as a friend and a stabilizing force in the region, and it will be a responsible partner in global security. In diplomacy, relations with the United States will be normalized, and our friendship with America and her people will be restored. The State of Israel will be recognized immediately. We will pursue the expansion of the Abraham Accords into the Cyrus Accords, bringing together a free Iran, Israel, and the Arab world. A new chapter will begin, grounded in mutual recognition, sovereignty, and national interest. In energy, Iran holds some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. A free Iran will become a reliable energy supplier to the free world. Policymaking will be transparent. Iran's actions will be responsible. Prices will be predictable. In transparency and governance, Iran will adopt and enforce international standards. Money laundering will be confronted. Organized corruption will be dismantled. Public institutions will answer to the people. In the economy, Iran is one of the world's last great untapped markets. Our population is educated, modern, with a diaspora that connects it to the four corners of the world. A democratic Iran will open its economy to trade, investment, and innovation, and Iran will seek to invest in the world. Opportunity will replace isolation. This is not an abstract vision. It is a practical one, grounded in national interest, stability, and cooperation. To achieve this, now is the time to stand with the Iranian people. The fall of the Islamic Republic and the establishment of a secular, democratic government in Iran will not only restore dignity to my people, it will benefit the region and the world. A free Iran will be a force for peace, for prosperity, and for partnership.
President Trump. During the recent protests, more than 20,000 people were killed in Iran's streets by the Islamic Republic. The Iranian people look to you with hope and expectation, asking when decisive action will be taken to confront this regime and bring an end to this cycle of violence and devastation. We believe you have the strength and moral clarity to act. May history remember you as the leader who stood with the Iranian people and helped bring lasting peace to the Middle East, wrote Mitra Jashni, Executive Director of the Farashgard Foundation, on X. NetBlocks, the Internet Monitoring Organization, said in a post on Friday morning, January 16th, that Iran's ongoing internet shutdown has gone even beyond the nationwide blackout of November 2019. NetBlocks noted that it was only after the internet was restored in November 2019 that the scale of the Islamic Republic's bloody crackdown on protesters became clear. Since Thursday evening, January 8th, the Islamic Republic has imposed a widespread internet blackout and at the same time carried out an unprecedented crackdown, killing and wounding tens of thousands of protesters. The move is widely seen as an attempt to cut off the flow of information and conceal the scale of the crime. The Islamic Republic's Prosecutor General labeled protesters terrorists and called for identifying and seizing their property. Mohammad Mowahedi Azad said judicial authorities are required to identify protesters' assets and report them to prosecutors. He described the move as a lesson and said protesters and their supporters must be dealt with harshly and without leniency. This comes as the Islamic Republic, instead of answering for the killings and repression, is now openly using the confiscation of citizens' property as a tool of intimidation and collective punishment, a clear sign of escalating repression and widespread violations of civil rights. Innocent protesters murdered by the Islamic regime. Melina Asadi, a 3-year-old child, was killed in Kermanshah. Zohre Fazeli, a 38-year-old citizen in the city of Bushehr. Aida Aghili, a 34-year-old resident of Tehran. Nastaran Zaremanesh, a mother of 2 from Tehran. Sara Behboudi, a 45-year-old resident of Rasht. Parnia Shad Bejar Kenari, a 23-year-old from Rasht. Zahra Moradi, a resident of Hezar village in Bukan. Samin Rostami, a 42-year-old nurse from Karaj. Gelale Maryam Mahmoudi Azar, a 26-year-old married woman from Mahabad. Nazlı Janparvar, a 27-year-old from Bojnurd, the capital of North Khorasan province. Mobina Beheshti, 21-year-old from Gorgan. Nasim Puraghai, married and the mother of 2 children from Tehran. Sabah Rashtian, 23-year-old, was killed during the popular uprising in Isfahan. Zahra Behlulipur, 19-year-old, a student of Italian language studies at the University of Tehran. Aida Haydari, 21-year-old, a medical sciences student at the University of Tehran. Negin Qadimi, a 28-year-old protester, was killed in the city of Shahsavar. Arnika Dabbagh, a 15-year-old girl, was killed by direct gunfire from government forces in Gorgan. Robina Aminian, 23, a textile and fashion design student at Shariat University in Tehran and a native of Mariwan. Sina Saranush, 32-year-old, was fatally shot by Iranian regime forces in the Malek Shahr area during the popular uprising in Isfahan. Ahmad Abbasi, a theatre actor, was fatally shot by Iranian regime forces on Farahbad Piruzi Street. Pedram Saidi, 28-year-old from Isfahan. Sam Afshari, a 17-year-old from Karaj. Ariana Arjmandi, 23, from Brugerd in Lorestan province. Monarchist freedom fighter Behnam Darwish, 33-year-old from Tehran. Farzin Pust Ashkan Duraki, 25-year-old, a barber from the village of Durake Shahpuri in Charmahal and Bakhtiari. Seper Musavi Far, also known as Abul Faz Musavi Far, a 18-year-old monarchist from Fulad Shahr, Isfahan. Mohsen Rashidi, 42-year-old from Isfahan. Mohammad Saleh Zarif Muqaddam, 27-year-old, was killed in Tehran. Sina Ashk Busi, a 17-year-old student, was shot in Tehran. Mohammad Honarkha, 30-year-old, from Rasht. Babak Sadeghi Mohseni, born in 1994, was in Tehran. Muhammad Sayyidi from Sarpul Zahab, Kermanshah. Borna Dehqani, a 17-year-old teenager and a follower of the Baha'i faith, was killed in Karaj. Qasem Bakili, 40-year-old, an off-road racing champion and one of the protesting citizens of Qazvin province. Abolfaz Yaghmouri, a 17-year-old teenager. Mahdi Lavasani, a 35-year-old youth football coach from Tehran. Shahram Maqsoodi, a powerlifting athlete from Izeh. Mobin Yaqubzadeh, a 17-year-old from Khoshk Bijar County in Gilan province. Milad Gholamzadeh, 31-year-old from the village of Noshar in the Khoshk Bijar district of Gilan province. Rebin Moradi, a 17-year-old from Salase Babajani. Soresa Golgun, a 18-year-old student, was shot and killed in the city of Shahsavar. Ahmad Khorasani, a 21-year-old basketball player and a student at Sharif University. Amir Ali Haydari Jafar Abadi, a 17-year-old from Kermanshah. Naveed Salehi, a 24-year-old nurse from Pave. Jawad Ganji, a 39-year-old filmmaker, assistant director and native of Hamadan. Ali Reza Jawahiri, 25, was shot in Tehran and was killed on the spot. Ali Reza Jawahiri had been married for only 6 months. Mojtaba Tarshiz, a former player for Tractor Tabriz Football Club, and his wife were killed on January 8th in the city of Shahi, known as Qaim Shahr, during Iran's national uprising after being directly shot by Islamic Republic security forces. The couple, now remembered as martyrs, were parents to 2 young daughters. Bijan Mostafavi, 55, his wife Zahra Bani Amirian, 48, and their 19-year-old son Danial Mostafavi were killed on the evening of January 9th in Karaj after being directly shot at by the Islamic Republic's suppressive forces during the national uprising. The 3 members of this 4-person family were inside their personal vehicle at the time of the incident when their car came under gunfire from government agents. Bijan Mostafavi was a retired employee of the Ministry of Education. Zahra Bani Amirian was a retired staff member of the Karaj Social Security Organization, and Danial Mostafavi was a computer science student. Transporting the bodies of those killed in the national uprising by refrigerated truck. One of the videos shared on social media shows a refrigerated truck collecting the bodies of the victims for transfer. In the footage, body bags are laid out on the ground and at least 6 more bodies can be seen ready to be taken. Reza Shekari, a player for Persepolis Football Club in Tehran, was arrested at the airport after the team returned from a training camp in Qatar. According to a source at Persepolis, the reason for his arrest was a post he shared on his Instagram story on January 8th, the same day as the first call by Prince Reza Pahlavi, which in that story, Mr. Shekari reposted a video of Mohammad Reza Shahbazi, a state TV host, and wrote, "I'll come for you first," in response to Mr. Shahbazi's insult toward Prince Reza Pahlavi. The source said the post was deleted minutes after being shared under pressure from club officials. Mr. Shekari had previously been detained for 24 hours over holding a mixed-gender wedding ceremony and not complying with mandatory hijab rules at the event. An attack by a supporter of the Mujahedin Khalq, known as MEK, using a truck on a gathering of Iranians in Los Angeles. On Sunday, January 11th, a peaceful gathering of Iranians in Los Angeles in support of Iran's nationwide uprising was targeted by a semi-truck. According to witnesses, a U-Haul truck bearing the slogan "Neither Shah nor Sheikh," attributed to MEK, Mujahedin Khalq, was deliberately driven towards the crowd and into the demonstrators. Attendees reacted quickly, stopped the vehicle, and the police arrested the driver at the scene. At least 2 people were injured in the attack. This is evidence of the Islamic Republic's crime. In another video shared from Yazd on Thursday, January 8th, the lifeless body of an unarmed civilian can be seen killed by the Islamic Republic, while other citizens are moving the body of the victim. A speech by Iranian compatriot addressing President Trump, calling on the President of the United States to fully support the Iranian people in their struggle to reclaim their country. Washington, D.C., in front of the White House. Iranian rally, January 11th, 2026.
Ally of the United States. On this epic day, millions flood the streets of every large and small cities of the country.